Someone secretly dislikes you. Psychology explained. Have you ever had a strange feeling that someone around you doesn't really like you, but they never actually say it? They smile. They talk politely. On the surface, everything seems normal. But something feels off. Maybe it's the way they respond to you, the way they look away, or the way conversations with them always feel slightly uncomfortable. That uneasy feeling is something many people experience. And interestingly, psychology suggests that our brains are extremely good at detecting subtle emotional signals. Even when someone hides their true feelings, their behavior often reveals small clues. Psychologists call these leakage signals, tiny behaviors that unintentionally reveal what someone really feels. In this video, we'll explore 7 scientifically recognized signs someone may secretly dislike you, and why our brains are surprisingly good at noticing them. Sign 1. Their smile feels forced. Let's start with one of the most researched emotional signals: the smile. At first glance, smiling seems simple. But psychologists have discovered that not all smiles are the same. A genuine smile is called a Duchenne smile, named after neurologist Guillaume Duchenne. When someone truly smiles, 2 muscle groups activate: the muscles around the mouth and the muscles around the eyes. This is why real smiles create small wrinkles around the eyes. But when someone forces a smile, only the mouth moves. The eyes remain neutral or tense. Studies in emotional psychology show that forced smiles often appear when people are being socially polite, even when they feel differently inside. So if someone frequently smiles at you, but their eyes seem cold, distant, or tense, it could indicate their friendliness is more social obligation than genuine warmth. Your brain often picks up this difference automatically, and that subtle discomfort you feel may come from noticing that mismatch. Sign 2. Their body language subtly closes off. Human beings communicate far more through body language than through the words. In fact, some studies suggest that over half of emotional communication happens non-verbally. When people feel comfortable around someone, their body naturally opens up. Their shoulders relax. Their posture faces the person directly. Their movements become natural. But when someone feels dislike or discomfort, their body may subtly close off. They might cross their arms, angle their body away, keep physical distance, point their feet toward an exit. These behaviors often happen unconsciously. The person may still talk politely, but their body language is already signaling withdrawal. Psychologists refer to this as an avoidance posture. It's the body's quiet way of saying, "I'm not comfortable here." Sign 3. Their responses feel short or distant. Think about how conversations feel with people who genuinely enjoy your company. They ask questions. They react to what you say. They show curiosity and engagement. Now compare that to conversations that feel one-sided. The responses become shorter. The tone feels neutral. There's little enthusiasm. Psychologists explain that social interaction requires mental energy. When we like someone, our brains naturally invest more effort in communication. But when negative emotions are present, the brain subconsciously reduces that effort. This doesn't always mean hostility. Often, it simply shows emotional distance. The person may still respond politely, but they rarely expand the conversation or show genuine engagement. And over time, these small patterns become noticeable. Sign 4. They avoid eye contact. Eye contact is one of the strongest signals of trust and connection. In many cultures, maintaining eye contact shows attention, respect, and interest. Psychological research has consistently found that people maintain more eye contact with individuals they like or trust. But when someone feels uncomfortable or negative toward another person, eye contact often decreases. They may glance away quickly, look at their phone, focus on other objects in the room. This doesn't always mean dislike. Sometimes it can signal shyness or anxiety. But when combined with other signals, reduced eye contact can reflect emotional distance. The brain naturally avoids prolonged connection with someone it feels negatively about. Sign 5. Their tone sounds slightly tense. Words can be carefully chosen. Tone, however, is much harder to control. Researchers studying communication often find that emotion leaks through tone more than vocabulary. Someone may speak politely, but their voice might sound slightly impatient, emotionally flat, subtly irritated. These tiny changes are something our brains detect extremely quickly. Even infants can recognize emotional tone before understanding words. That's why you may feel something is wrong even when the conversation seems normal on the surface. Your brain is reacting to the emotional signal hidden in the tone. Sign 6. They rarely initiate interaction. One of the clearest indicators of emotional distance is effort. People naturally invest time and energy in relationships they value. They send messages. They start conversations. They suggest plans. But when someone secretly dislikes another person, they often avoid initiating contact. Instead, they respond only when approached. Psychologists sometimes describe this as passive distancing. It allows someone to maintain social politeness while slowly reducing the level of interaction. Over time, the relationship begins to feel one-sided. You might notice that you are always the one starting conversations, always the one reaching out. And while they respond politely, the initiative never comes from them. Sign 7. Your intuition keeps noticing small inconsistencies. The final sign might be the most powerful. Your intuition. Psychological research shows that intuition is often the result of unconscious pattern recognition. Your brain constantly processes tiny details, facial expressions, tone changes, body language timing of responses. Even when you cannot consciously explain it, your brain connects these signals. That uneasy feeling that something is off may simply be your mind recognizing patterns that don't match genuine friendliness. This doesn't mean your intuition is always correct, but it often reflects subtle social information that your conscious mind has not fully analyzed yet. Understanding these signals isn't about judging others or assuming the worst. Human behavior is complex. Sometimes someone's distant behavior may have nothing to do with you at all. Stress, insecurity, or personal struggles can affect how people interact. But learning to recognize these psychological patterns can help you better understand the hidden signals that shape everyday relationships. Because when you begin to understand human behavior, you start to see the silent messages that most people overlook. And that awareness can completely change how you navigate the world around you. If you enjoy exploring the hidden patterns of the human mind, subscribe to Cipher for more insights into the psychology behind human behavior.